The mandrill has a truly unique appearance that sets it apart from other primates. Although nearly weighing as much as an ape, the mandrill is actually a type of monkey, splitting its time between the ground and trees. Its bright facial colors and oddly shimmering fur are instant head-turners for gawking tourists and zoo-goers alike. However, the spread of human civilization has threatened the survival of the species throughout its native habitat in Africa. The mandrill is an animal that displays a vivid and striking coloration around the body that defies easy description. This feature once led Charles Darwin to write, "No other member in the whole class of mammals is colored in so extraordinary a manner as the adult male mandrills." Mandrills store food in their extra-large cheek pouches. The character of Rafiki from The Lion King, though described as a baboon, appears to have the colorful face of the mandrill. Unique in appearance, the mandrill is an animal that features a very long muzzle, a prominent brow, and a short, almost non-existent tail. This is complemented by an elegant coat of dark green and gray fur with tufts of white hair on its stomach and a long, yellow beard. Combined with its long, muscular limbs, compact body, and enlarged head, the mandrill looks a bit unusual to the human eye, as if it was put together from various parts. But the species is actually quite adept and agile with a large range of movements and postures. Though normally walking on all four limbs, the mandrill can also sit or lay down on its rather thick rear end. It also has opposable thumbs and big toes for grasping objects and climbing trees. The animal spends part of its life above ground, jumping from branch to branch. The most recognizable aspect of the mandrill's appearance is the exotic markings on certain parts of the body, including the bright red ridges of the nose and mouth, light blue cheeks, and colorful rear end. These markings actually serve an important social function. When incensed or worked up, some of the colors on the body will become more intense. A display of the rump may also demonstrate submissiveness or female mating availability. In sheer size, the mandrill is perhaps the largest of the Old World monkeys. The male of the species can weigh around 70 pounds and possibly more than 100 pounds while reaching a height of more than 30 inches. The mandrill size is about the same as a large dog. However, the female is significantly smaller than the male. It weighs only around 30 pounds. This extreme difference between the mandrill size in sexes is one of the largest among primates. Another important sexual distinction is that the males tend to sport brighter colors. This has important implications for the mating behavior of the species, since brighter colors may signify dominance. Coloration is only one aspect of the mandrill's vast array of communication strategies. Visual signals, body posture, scent markers, and vocalizations are used to convey all sorts of information for mating, playfulness, warnings, and other behavior. For example, the exposure of teeth is one of the most common signals. It is actually a sign of friendliness and joviality rather than an aggressive action. If the mandrill does become angered, then it will visibly slap the ground with its hands and stare with intensity at its target. Grooming is another common behavior that helps to reinforce bonds between members of the group. They will also use various vocal sounds such as grunts and howls to communicate mood, especially if they lose visual contact with each other. And the presence of a scent gland on the chest enables them to signal their presence by rubbing various chemicals on objects. Because social relations are such an important aspect of their behavior, mandrills seek safety in large numbers. A single group, known as a troop or horde, can consist of around 50 members, though some groups may join together for short periods of time. The largest group ever recorded was around 1,200. The horde has a distinct social hierarchy in which every member has a place. At the top of the hierarchy is a single dominant male who has exclusive breeding rights and the responsibility to defend the group from outside threats. The health and stability of the entire horde can often depend on the actions of the leader. Male and female mandrills exhibit very different relationships within and to the group. Males tend to wander away from the group after reaching full maturity and will sometimes form all-male bachelor groups. The females stay within the same group of their birth, which often allows them to form strong lifelong bonds with each other. Mandrill intelligence isn't quite as well explored by scientists as gorillas and chimpanzees, but observations in captivity and the wild have documented a variety of different tool uses, both to hunt for food and for grooming. Studies also suggest that they are capable of displaying decent long-term memory, facial recognition, and problem-solving. Mandrills primarily live in the forests of Western Africa, often adjacent to rivers, wetlands, or savannas. The animal's main range straddles the countries of Congo, Gabon, Cameroon, and Equatorial Guinea. Although primarily adapted for a terrestrial lifestyle, this species actually gathers together at night in the trees for safety and comfort. They have a tendency to switch between different trees every night within their range. According to the IUCN Red List, which classifies the conservation status of many species, mandrills are currently vulnerable to extinction. Exact population numbers are unknown, but habitat destruction from agriculture, industry, and human settlements appears to be the leading cause of their slow decline. Mandrill bushmeat, or the hunting of wildlife for food, is still an ongoing practice in 21st-century Africa as well. In order to prevent their extinction, conservation efforts are focused on the institution of anti-poaching and surveillance measures to prevent excessive hunting. Conservationists also need to work with local governments to halt the decline of the natural habitats. Mandrills don't yet need emergency measures to survive, but the downward trend in numbers is worrying.